After years of silence, Dubai faces Fazza's 60-year love tale. After years of silence, a voice rises from the hidden chambers of the heart. A tale wrapped in the folds of time. A story Dubai never expected to face. A whisper becomes a wind becomes a wave becomes the truth long guarded by the prince who walks with desert grace. Fazza steps through the corridors of memory with a softness only the loyal skies know. His eyes hold centuries of courage. His soul carries the fragrance of a promise made when destiny was young. The world sees a prince, but time witnesses a man shaped by devotion, a man sculpted by a love that did not chase the glitter of youth, but held the dignity of age like a crown of eternal honor. She was 60 when the world finally learned her name. Yet for Fazza, she had been a universe long before the world even cared to look. She was not the glow of fleeting beauty. She was the lamp that stays lit through storms. She was not the mirage that teases travelers in the dunes. She was the oasis that gives life to the soul. Dubai watched the revelation grow like dawn on a sleeping sea. Why did he guard her story for so long? Why did he shield her from the noise of a world that measures love in shallow moments? Because real love walks in silence. Because real love does not ask for applause. Because real love stands without needing crowns or thrones. It simply is. Strong, unbroken, untouched by time. He remembered the first day he saw her wisdom shining brighter than the sun. Age did not define her. Grace did. Years did not weigh her. Light did. She spoke and he listened, not to her words but to the truth between them. The kind of truth only the heart can hear. She taught him strength without pride. She taught him softness without fear. She taught him that a man becomes a ruler by leading a land, but becomes a legend by guarding a heart. Dubai listens now. Every breath of the city carries curiosity. Every street feels the echo of the untold story. People wonder how such a gentle heart remained hidden beneath royal silence. They watch Fazza walk with new meaning. A prince shaped by gratitude. A man shaped by humility. A soul shaped by a woman who lived 60 years, yet held the innocence of a rising moon. He remembers how she lifted him when the world pressed heavily upon his shoulders. She held him not as a ruler, but as a son of destiny. She spoke not to his titles, but to his truth. She told him that love is not measured by age. It is measured by endurance, not counted by years, but by how deeply two souls remain connected through trials and triumphs. The desert holds their memories in its golden palms. The winds carry their story from tent to tower, from heart to horizon. Some call it unusual. Some call it impossible. But Fazza calls it real, a truth that lived behind royal curtains, now gently stepping into the light. After years of silence, Dubai finally faces the tale of a prince and his 60-year love, a tale not born in fantasy, but carved by time, a tale not built on youth, but the sun slides across the towers of Dubai, carrying whispers of the love tale that refused to fade. A secret once sealed in royal silence now moves like a flame through the hearts of the people. Part 1 opened a door. Part 2 walks deeper into the chamber of truth where Fazza keeps the memories of a woman who shaped his destiny. He remembers the evenings when the city glowed like molten gold and she sat beside him. With a calm older than time, her voice flowed like water over ancient stones. Soft, steady, full of wisdom carved from 6 decades of rising and falling with life. She did not charm him with youth. She guided him with experience. Each word she spoke became a star in his night. Each glance became a map for his wandering heart. The world believes a prince seeks beauty that dazzles, yet Fazza sought beauty that steadies, beauty that strengthens, beauty that carries truth with dignity. She carried all of that, not in her face, but in her presence. People whisper now through Dubai streets. How could he love a woman of 60 years? How could a prince choose a heart seasoned by time? They whisper because they do not understand that love is not measured in seasons, but in the depth of devotion. Love is not a number, but a river carved by loyalty. Fazza knew this long before the world learned his secret. He learned it the day she placed her hand on his and told him that destiny does not bend for the eyes of the crowd. Destiny rises only for the courage of the heart. He carried those words into every royal duty, every public smile, every silent night when the weight of the crown felt heavier than the desert itself. Sometimes she would walk beside him, near the dunes where the wind shaped the sand into endless waves. She would tell him that the desert teaches patience, that every storm ends, that every dune stands again. She would look at him with gentle certainty, as if she knew he was destined to carry the dreams of many, and she had chosen to protect him from the shadows that came with power. Dubai begins to see now. This was not a hidden romance born in secrecy. It was a shield she held around him, a shield made of wisdom, a shield made of strength. He was the prince of a nation, but to her he was a son of fate, a traveler still learning the map of his own soul. He remembers nights filled with silence, not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of understanding. Two souls that needed no words, two hearts that trusted time, two stories woven long before the world dared to ask why. She taught him how to stand without arrogance, how to kneel without shame, how to love without fear. She taught him that a kingdom is not held by walls of stone, but by hearts of truth. She taught him that leadership without compassion becomes a lonely throne, and that love without courage becomes a forgotten tale. Now Dubai listens to his steps. Each step retells a memory. Each breath repeats a lesson. Each glance toward the horizon reminds the city that even a prince becomes human in the presence of a guiding. The city glows under the rising light of a new morning. A morning carrying the full tale, the tale that lived behind curtains and whispers. Fazza walks through Dubai with a calm shaped by years of truth held close to the heart. Part 3 opens the final gate. The gate where memory meets revelation, where love once quiet now stands tall like a tower of the desert. He remembers the last day he saw her gentle smile, a smile that carried 60 years of strength. Her eyes shimmered with the softness of dawn, as if she knew her wisdom would live inside him long after her footsteps faded. She held his hand not with weakness but with grace. Her touch carried the warmth of a story completed. She told him to stand, to breathe, to lead, to love, to never let the world shape his heart, but to let his heart shape the world. Her words carved themselves into the chambers of his soul. He did not hold her with the fear of loss. He held her with the honor of remembrance. For love like theirs does not vanish with time. It becomes time. It becomes the very air a man breathes, the very strength he wakes with, the very courage he carries into the kingdom he protects. Dubai watches him now with a new understanding. The people no longer whisper behind veiled tones. They see the truth in his walk. They feel the softness in his choices. They witness the compassion in his rule. And they begin to realize that the woman they once questioned was the very reason he became the leader they admire. He returns often to the places they walked, the dunes where the wind drew circles around their feet, the gardens where her laughter moved like petals in the breeze, the quiet corners of the palace where she shared stories of life, stories soaked in wisdom, stories shaped by joy and storms alike. He closes his eyes and feels her presence, not as a memory fading into distance, but as a force that remains, guiding, holding, steadying. She is gone from the world, yet she lives in the heartbeat of Dubai, in every decision he makes, in every act of kindness he offers. In every moment he stands for truth. Part 3 carries the vow he made, a vow that no one heard, a vow that no one saw, but a vow etched in silence. He promised to keep her lessons alive, to let her spirit move through his leadership, to let her light remain unbroken in the kingdom she helped shape with wisdom and love. The world now sees the fruit of that promise. They see a prince who leads like a river, soft yet unstoppable, gentle yet powerful. They see a man shaped not by luxury, but by a woman whose 60 years carried more depth than treasure. Her teachings live in the humility of his smile, in the strength of his compassion, in the calmness of his decisions. And as Dubai stands beneath the evening sky, Fazza lifts his gaze to the horizon, not in sorrow, but in gratitude. For he knows love is not measured by how long someone stays, but by how deeply they remain even after departure. Her story lives in him. Her light moves through him. Her love breathes in the city she once watched from.